I feel like if I make a wager, make a wager, I have to, like, at least be a man of my word about it, if it happens. So that's more. I believe in these boys though. Majid, Flurry, and Asper, even though that they're a 3-man roster, they have proven that they have that versatility available to them with their multiple compositions. I mean, in tournament number 5, we saw Feral Lock Shaman come out of these guys, as well as Mage, Boomkin, Shaman instead of a Holy Paladin for specific compositions. And these guys are definitely, they have the skill and they have the ability to adapt to almost every situation, even though they're only playing a 3-man roster. So, kudos where kudos are due. These guys are a serious team. But Donut, man, Donut is a serious team as well. And I actually did get a chance to talk to these guys as well, specifically Donut. I wasn't actually able to talk to Weeback, unfortunately, because none of them own a webcam, so that's a thing. It's 2016, come on. But we're gonna take a quick look at that Donut interview.
Hey, my name's Jeff, and I play Deathknight for Team Donut. I think my team is good pretty much because, we're all friends and we all get along well. And an important thing about playing together and getting synergy is that you pretty much have fun because, at the end of the day, it's a game. And if you're not having fun, you're not going to play your best. And I think that's like the main thing about our team that makes us do well. So my team's fairly confident about this final tournament. It's really just a matter of how well we can adapt to obviously the matchups that are very difficult for us, such as HPL God Comp, and at the same time, it's how well we can play as a team. Obviously, in some tournaments we've played better than others, and I think as long as we play our best, we can do really well. My team's most concerned about fighting Tempo Storm, mainly because they've shown the ability to adapt to different strats, and they are also they play well together as a team. I think they're definitely one of the best Holy Paladin God comps in the game, if not the best right now. And yeah, that's obviously the hardest matchup for us that I can think of off the top of my head. So they're a very challenging team to beat. My team wouldn't mind knocking out Tempo Storm, so we wouldn't have to worry about them moving into the finals. I have a lot of respect for Absurge the Shaman, as he's definitely proven himself time and time again to have an ability for living against melee cleaves, and as the Shaman, that's not something that's necessarily easy to do. So he's definitely a good Shaman and a player to watch out for. I think that the series versus Back could potentially go either way, but I'm definitely confident about my team taking the series overall because, of course, we've beaten them in a previous tournament as different comps. We almost won as Windwalker DK, but we've also won as Feral DK versus them, and they only have the one comp, Boomkin Mage. Although I believe that they as a team have more synergy with Majidin because they've been playing together for so long. But I definitely think we can take the series overall, maybe 3-2, or yeah, it'll be a tough matchup, but we can win.
All right, I love that guy. All right, we're going to be jumping into that series here very soon between Donut and Weeback. And, Jeff has said that they've beaten Weeback in the past, so he does have a little bit of confidence going into him. But, I have to say that Weeback, they have been evolving quite a bit as of late. As a team in a whole, and in the past, they actually beat a completely different roster from the current Weeback. Majidin coming back to the roster may be the tool they need to take out a win against Donut in a rematch here in the finals of the Winter Pro League. And the winner of this series will go on to face Tempo Storm, and the losers will go on to face Valito versus Jeff in that lower bracket. And as soon as these teams are ready, we're going to jump right into the series. And people are actually dubbing Jeff a new a new name. I'm a pretty big fan of it. I think they're calling him like Ginger Lincoln or something like that. He has a very
who did that? Wait, who said that?
I don't know. I was reading chat while it plays, and I'm a really big fan of that. Yeah, we're good to go. Let's cue it up.
Need to get him a really tall hat and
Dude,
like a bow tie.
He's got a strong jaw, man. He's got like one of those Calvin Klein jaws. All right, but here we go.
He's pretty tall too.
Yes, he is. We got to meet him.
Yeah.
I should have asked for his signature. I wish he signed my mouse pad so I could show it to you guys. But here we go. It's Donut versus Weeback, game number 1 on the Grand Arena. Majidin, Asper, and Floria, they're sticking to their guns. They're sticking to the Mage, Boomkin, Holy Paladin. But it looks like Donut, they're going to play with the Feral Druid instead of the Windwalker Monk balance.
That's smart. This comp specifically with the Feral Druid's a lot harder for Weeback to control. Feral Druids cannot be polymorphed, so Majidin just cannot help his team at all. Whereas the Windwalker Monk can be controlled very easily. So I think it's smart from Donut. Also, it'll allow them to apply a lot of pressure on Feloria. We're looking to see if he can survive the wave of damage that Donut's going to put out. If he's able to survive it reasonably well, Weeback can turn this around. Feral Druids are extremely susceptible to dying in stuns, and Weeback have a lot of stuns. So Foxy is going to have to be careful of that and not overextend during times when Kappa doesn't have any way to break CC. But I would imagine Donut's going to play this very aggressively. I could even see Kappa potentially just freedoming his team on the mount or just leaving the game. They're just absolutely terrified.
There may have been some sort of... I was watching, like, Jeff just constantly mounting and dismounting. They may have been having some sort of input issue or something there.
It happens.
Not sure.
Oh, 64k HP.
Oh.
They probably didn't have their tournament gear on. It's a mistake we've seen before. But luckily for them, they left right as the freaking gates open, so... yeah, we're good. We're gonna be jumping into the next game here very, very soon. I keep saying shortly. I'm gonna swap it up with a soon. How about that?
Soon. Yeah, that's something I say a lot too in my line of work.
Yeah, soon TM. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of soon TM, while these guys get ready to jump into the first game of this series, I just want to reiterate that we are releasing our first ever Pro League series, or Pro League season I should say, for Europe. That's going to be happening a little bit later in February, so make sure you're following us on Twitter so you're notified when we are going to go live with that. We have all the dates actually for those tournaments on our website at gcdtv.com/schedule if you want to look up all of that goodness. But of course, there's also the Battlefy signups if you guys wanted to compete in the European tournament, because I'm assuming you're from Europe. Go ahead and check out battlefy.com/GCDTV as well to see all the upcoming tournaments that we're going to be hosting. And I'll talk a little bit more about those the European Pro League as this stream goes on, as well as tomorrow. And I'm so excited to jump into that. There's so many good players that have shown interest in competing in it, and I can't wait to jump right into those games as well. But this is the Winter Finals. This is actually Group A still, and this is Donut versus Weeback. And we're going to try this one more time. We're going to hop into the Grand Arena. Let's take a quick look at these players' gear. Oh, it looks like everyone's over 400k health. We're good to go now.
Yeah. Yeah, looking a little bit more like they're wearing actual gear this time around, which is, it's a good strategy in arena, wearing gear.
It's always good to have one person on your team be the arena mom, and just like as soon as you get in the game, they're just like, okay, everybody, dude. It's everybody wearing their gear. So everybody have a mark. So it's good to have like the arena mom.
Who is the arena mom of Donut? You know they have at least somebody.
It's probably Jeff.
Obviously they don't. They forgot.
Oh, that's
They're
a
just
good
a
point.
bunch of teenagers. They don't have no mother.
I'm pretty sure that
true.
the arena mom for Donut is actually Toxic, our admin, because I think he told them like just in the nick of time to leave. So shout out to Toxic, being the arena mom for the entire community. But here we go. The game is about to start, and it's the Feral DK Holy Paladin versus Mage Boomkin Holy Paladin.
Yeah, Jeff's charging in right now on his camel, going right for Feloria with that Blessing of Freedom. He's going to get cloned up, though. He actually just trinkets it right away, and Foxy's moving in. Feloria getting stunned up. Asper into that Fist of Justice. A lot of pressure onto Feloria as he goes into that silence, forced to stone form to break it. Kappa's just going to bubble immediately on this game. Donut are all in from the get-go. Feloria in desperation trying to kite across the map, but Jeff relentlessly marching right back at him. Foxy trying to catch up now as well, but they have managed to gain some distance. Jeff is getting bursted down very hard. Kappa actually got locked out there, pausing his healing and now cloning him up at low HP. Jeff is just going to trinket that clone. Jeff does not care whatsoever. Pull back around to Feloria. He's just going to bop himself out, but man, Jeff is relentless.
Yeah, Feloria will have his trinket available now too after it had been on a short cooldown from using that stone form. But now Kappa caught into this full polymorph could mean some trouble for Jeff as Ed is caught into the cyclone as well. Sorry, I don't have the actual names up here, so I'm just getting very confused. Okay, cool. So Now, Ed caught into that bash. He could actually be in some trouble here. Capo caught into the Frostjaw there for just a second, but he's going to go ahead and come out of that and start getting some healing going back out once again as Donut is starting to stabilize coming off of this. Now actually going on to Asper for just a second, and now a whole bunch of bursts going right onto Faloria. He does have his bubble, and he's going to have to use it. And that's now making him in a much more dangerous situation as this continues. If they can get another swap like that, especially before his forbearance comes off, he could be in a lot of trouble. Kappa caught into a polymorph once again. He's just hiding behind this pillar as best he can. Does get caught into the Frostjaw as well. But it looks like the rest of his team is CC'd anyway, so it's kind of a waste of cooldown, or a waste of CC coming out from Weeback, I think.
No, but they continued it into the Cyclone. Asper actually followed it up with a Solar Beam. Now Foxy is on the run. He's forced to use that Survival Instincts to reduce some damage. He will survive for now, but for how much longer can he keep it up? Kappa's caught into that full polymorph. He's refusing to trinket. Now trinketing and dispelling, I think. Actually, they overlap their trinkets, so a bit of a misplay from Donut here. They're not going to have anything to break the crowd control in the next chain, and Foxy is still below half HP. Kappa got locked out again by Majiden, and now Foxy gets cloned up at low HP. Jeff is pulling back to Kappa. He needs to break up this deep freeze sheep. Can they break it up in time? Doesn't look like they can. And Foxy should go down. He's going to shadow meld in desperation, trying to do whatever he can to cling on to life, but it's not enough. And that overlap of trinkets is going to cost them the game in game number 1. Faloria was pretty close to death there. They burned through his bubble. They burned through his trinket. They were working down the cooldowns, and just a minor misplay from Donut is going to cost them game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they just burnt through those defensive cooldowns. Weeback was doing a great job, you know, peeling for Faloria, but as well as, you know, getting the setups to force those walls from Ed or Foxy over and over and over again, and eventually just ran out of walls, and with Kappa without adding outs, that's all she wrote, man, moving forward. But you definitely can see the possibility of Donut taking a series against Weeback because Faloria just got chunked so hard, and, you know, he is choosing to use that bop and, like, kind of, you know, rotate through that defensive cooldown, which could make him vulnerable on forbearance.
Yeah, that was just a weird game all around, I think. Like, there was a lot of weird overlaps with CC. There was the weird, like, double trinket that Supatis called out. That one, I'm kind of side-eyeing that match a little bit. I'm not entirely... I don't think that both teams were playing at their best in that particular matchup. So we're going to have to see where it goes from here, and where Donut would want to go. I mean, you would expect a smaller map in this next choice, like Lordaeron or Sewers or something.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty safe guess. Unless they want to try and switch up their composition somehow. I'm not actually sure. I think that the Feral DK makes a whole lot of sense. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think early on, Faloria was probably panicking because Donut was doing a really good job of interrupting Asper on Cyclones, and they're using the Fist of Justice to cross CC him and stop him from cycloning. That's the only CC they have that's reliable for getting Foxy out of the match. So as long as they're focusing all their interrupts on Asper and preventing him from getting Cyclones, they get a lot of pressure, and it can put Faloria in a really scary position where he's probably like, I need help, I need help, I need help, and Asper just like, I got locked out, I can't help. And then you're like panic mode, and then Majiden's the only guy that's kind of in a calm position where he's like, I need to get this CC, so he goes a little bit too early. He's trying to help his team out preemptively, and then they kind of mismatch the CC. Asper followed it up, though, pretty well. Even though Majiden was able to get the Deep Sheep, he followed up with a Solar Beam clone. So we can see the synergy on Weeback is there. Let's see if Donut can play this a little bit more clean in game number 2. They have the map advantage, I would say, here on Dalaran, as Laura was saying. So let's see them crush Faloria. That's what I'm expecting.
Well, I do remember from one of the North American qualifiers last year, Jeff taking a series 2-0 in the grand total of about a minute and a half by just walking across the map and murdering somebody on the other team. So we'll have to see if they can do that to Faloria here. As he is just charging right in there once again on that camel. He's got the Ginger Lincoln has a proclamation to emancipate all over somebody over here. That didn't work very well, but you guys know where I was going with that. Kappa now caught into that deep freeze. Jeff's going to immediately respond with the AMS, and now popping his Pillar of Frost as well. Kappa's still caught into a whole lot of CC, getting caught kind of out there. He's going to go ahead and bubble just to keep Jeff alive and keep him on the offensive, as he is starting to put a whole bunch of damage into Faloria, but Faloria gets out of there in a hurry. Nice death grip, pulling him right back up again, but immediately that Cyclone lands on Jeff, and Donut did not even remotely get the opener they were looking for here.
Now pressure onto Cyfoxy. Kappa forced to Aura Mastery to hard cast some heals. He will top his team off. They need to capitalize on this time and punish Faloria while there is limited crowd control for Kappa. Faloria's just casting though. Nobody's able to interrupt them. Jeff's caught into that polymorph. But the clone was cast, I think, by Cyfoxy onto Asper there, denying some preventive CC. Asper looking for a clone now. Chains it out of the deep freeze. Can they build any pressure? Cyfoxy's going to trinket. He's going to use his survival instincts to reduce damage. He will survive as a result. Asper getting gripped on that Cyclone, I believe. Now grip is no longer available for Faloria, but this is looking very good for WeBack. Still a lot of pressure on Cyfoxy, slowly running out of cooldowns. They're trying to bait the bubble out of Faloria without using the Incarnation, but now they realize they're running out of time. They just have to go for it. But they're going to clone him up, not only at low HP, on his Save by the Light proc, and Incarnation. That's a 3-for-1 clone over onto Cyfoxy from Asper, and they've denied the healing completely. That Save by the Light absorb is now gone, now caught into the bash, and following it up with more damage. They're going to bob Cyfoxy out, but he's into the Fist of Justice. Just so much damage out from Asper and Majidin. Cyfoxy trying to survive at 13% HP, 3% HP, barely clinging on to life, trying to get out of line of sight, 2% HP. Solar Beam onto his cast. Cyfoxy, how are you alive? You cannot do this forever. In the meantime, they did manage to force Faloria to bubble, but it was too little too late, and Cyfoxy will end up going down.
Wow. That I actually thought he was going to live there for a second. But then, like, Solar Beam into Roots, into, I don't even know, lockouts, just everything. I'm still having trouble actually parsing what just happened, but
cannot compute. Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah, I'm just watching the replay, trying to figure out A, how he even stayed alive that long, but B, how they actually managed to shut down Kappa for long enough to actually be able to score the kill.
I mean, Cyfoxy, you know, he was very slippery there. He did a great job, you know, avoiding completely all of that damage throughout the setup, but at the same time, you know, WeBack, they looked like they ran out of procs. They looked like they ran out of Fingers of Frost procs as well. And he was able to survive for a little bit there, but, you know, the interrupts just never ended. And, you know, great job from WeBack, you know, rotating through those interrupts and never really overlapping them and having that team synergy to be able to continuously lock them out like that. But we're going to be jumping into Game 3 here soon.
I'd like to see Cyfoxy cloning a little bit more. Like, I feel like Kappa has all the pressure on him for interrupts, and that we could see that alleviated by Cyfoxy if he was going for more Cyclones defensively on Majidin or on Asper. I mean, either one putting them into a clone is going to stop them from peeling Jeff, so it's a pretty good idea in general. So I'd like to see more clones from Cyfoxy. I'd like to see them just incarn earlier. It's obvious that they're trying to bait the bubble without incarning, and Floria's not falling for it, and they have too much peels from the Mage and the Moonkin. So I'd like to see them just go a little bit faster, just burn through the bubble. Like, he's going to have to bubble your Incarnation every time. Just get the cooldown out of the way so that maybe the next Pillar of Frost, Jeff can get something more out of it and play a little bit faster, look for more Cyclones, and try and help Kappa with the interrupts.
It's also interesting, given how if offensive and aggressive they're trying to be in here, that Kappa isn't denouncing either.
Right.
Like, I recognize that he's probably just trying to keep people alive so that they can stay as aggressive as possible, but it almost seems like he probably could get a denounce or two in there just for that little bit of extra damage. Because denounce, like, it's not... A denounce isn't a huge amount of damage, but it does prevent crit, which does prevent a little bit of damage, and it's more than 0 damage, so...
Yeah. You know, when he's running a composition like that, like Feral DK against a composition like Mage Boomkin that has just so much control of the game, I think you really gotta, you know, risk those globals of getting those instant procs even of denounces in to help your team like get that pressure, because you're not going to be surviving in a late game, and I think they realize that as they bring the map choice to Ruins of Lordaeron for potentially the last game between Donut and WeBack.
Yeah, it's going to be the final chance. Will this be another 3-0 is the question. I think Donut have it in them to take this, just with a little bit more early pressure. Using Cyfoxy's Incarnation a bit faster, I think would be smart. Looking for a little bit more Cyclones from the Feral Druid as well, to alleviate the amount of interrupts that Kappa needs to deal with. Because either way, he's going to get interrupted on the clone, Kappa free cast, or he's going to land the clone and Majidin can't use Counterspell. So regardless, the clone is a positive result for the team overall. And I think if they can get like a good stun on Faloria with a clone on Asper or a stun on Asper to stop him from peeling, they can easily take Faloria down. So let's see if they can improve here in game number 3, their final chance to take out WeBack, or will they fall? The gates have opened. Runes of Lordaeron could be their final resting place. Jeff marching across the map on his camel, once again charging over at Feloria. Feloria is smartly positioned as far back as possible. Just going to have to close the distance with his Blessing of Freedom, but Kappa's going to eat a full polymorph. He's going to bubble out of that right away. Wants to keep the momentum for his team here. Asper going to trinket out as well of that crowd control, trying to look for some defensive cyclones. He's not able to get it just yet. Kappa popping that Avenging Wrath, but Feloria is just charging away. Kappa caught that Solar Beam, going to get cloned up, but luckily he did not Ore Master. I think Asper was trying to preemptively clone his Ore Mastery, but he's not going to fall for it. But Majorden follows it up with a Deep Freeze into another full sheep. Is he going to have to trinket out? Cyfoxy's in trouble. He's down to half HP. He's going to use his Survival Instincts. He gets locked on the clone, but now that counterspell is not available, so Kappa should be able to cast as soon as he's out of crowd control. Cyfoxy's Save of the Light is going to proc. He has to use his last Survival Instincts charge as well. He's still looking for some clones, trying to get it, but not able to just yet. Kappa will top him off. Fist of Justice on Asper, but they don't cross CC it. Feloria dispels it immediately, and a little bit misplays here are going to force Cyfoxy to pop his Incarnation. What can he get out of this? Feloria has his Avenging Wrath up. Asper sees it coming, and he's going to clone him, and we back are just walking all over Donut right now.
Yeah, Donut is not getting the pressure even remotely that they want in this matchup. They do get a little bit of damage into Feloria right now. He's going to go ahead and use that Execution Sentence. It does come off right away. Nice purge there from Jeff to be able to pull that off right away. And they're now trying to move back over onto Feloria and keep it going. This actually could be some trouble for him right here.
Oh my god, he locked
there's
him
the
up.
bubble. Yeah.
That bubble, man. That was so close.
Yeah, just barely surviving through that bubble. But now that's basically it left for him in terms of defensive cooldowns, especially over the next few seconds. Oh, but Ed just, yeah.
Oh
That's when you type into your keyboard /delete.
Yeah.
Asbury and Majorden just type /delete into their keyboards.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a quick look at that replay because I blinked.
Very
and
rude
Ed was
not letting
dead.
me finish my sentence before they kill him.
Yeah, you know, he actually did get that hand of sacrifice off on Ed before the polymorph, so it looked like Kappa was going to be able to keep Ed up alive there, no problem. Feloria getting locked out on that Word of Glory, though, was a scary, scary moment for them, dipping so low, and he finally got that bubble off in the nick of time. So great job by them. But then moving forward into the game, keep an eye on Ed's health as he just goes down to the damage of Weeback, dipping down the half health into the very DR Deep Freeze, and that's all she wrote. And Weeback is going to take the series against Donut 3-0. And both the Windwalker DKs / the Feral Druid DKs are going to be dropping down to that lower bracket to face off a little bit later here in the tournament. But before we jump into that, let's take a quick look at who's actually coming up next on the group stage brackets. Group B is now up next, and we have Cloud9 versus Please Sponsor Us up first. Then after that, we have Method versus Splice. Cloud9 and Weeback, these guys, you know, Cloud9 actually does not have Go Recce